Welcome again to Rock to the Top. I'm your host for the show, Bob Stumpmeyer.
Our first interview is with Poison. What did you talk to those bad boys about?
Well, we talked a little bit. Our first question was about the US Festival. They saw the US Festival on TV, and that's what made them move to LA. And the rest is history, I guess you could say. But I asked them what was so significant about the US Festival that made them move to LA.
When I was listening to the US Festival, in fact, when all of us were sitting there listening to it, and all of a sudden we heard Quiet Riot come on and Motley Crue and all these bands, and you hear 300,000 people cheering. I mean, believe me, you know what I'm saying? And you hear this, you know, live wire, and they're, you know, and people going nuts. That's what rock and roll is supposed to be about. It's not meant to be violent. It's not meant to be anything else than great fun. It's supposed to be having a great time. It's supposed to be a release of an escapism, and that's what Poison is.
And we found that. We did the Texas Jam last week.
Yes.
And it was our way of 2 or 3 years ago, we were watching the US Festival on our radio saying, God, I can't wait for us to do it.
Radio.
What?
We were watching the US Festival on our
I know,
radio.
listen, well, why? Well, we have vivid imagination. Well, yeah, I have one of these radios, it's a close and play, but my dad is really good with electronics. He made a little TV connected to the top. No, he's like on his side, and like, he's a Kai dad. He's a computer operator, like he's like a best boy, like a porter type guy. But he's really good. He graduated top of his class at electronics shop. So how you doing? And he made a TV.
What?
So I'm not done.
Oh, sorry, all right. No, you're done.
And I said, no, but anyway, the thing is that we were listening to US Festival 3 years ago, and all of a sudden for us to play the Texas Jam last week with Paul Stanley in front of 83,000 people, it was like, wow, it was really great. You know, it was a good thing I was wearing brown pants.
Weren't you afraid, though, going to LA with all the competition?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
So how did you deal with it? I mean,
we just destroyed them. No, what we did is, I think the four of us really work hard for what we lack in musical ability. We more than over have an enthusiasm, you know. And no, I think that what happened was basically Brett found like about 7 girls and decided to make like a house of ill repute, as you say. And with the money that we made from that, we sort of like invested in our demo tapes and stuff. And
we invested in an 8th girl.
And yeah. No, actually what happened is that our band just did not refuse to quit. I mean, we went to LA, and we didn't have any money. We had $40.
Yes,
I think,
42.
$42, and we just wanted to make it happen, and we promoted, and we're very, 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 you know, we're very headstrong as far as what we wanted to do, and we wouldn't quit. When all the labels said, boy, you can't do it, it's a fad, it's going to go away, you have no songs, we just kept doing and kept playing, and then we played to like clubs at 1,000-seaters, 2,000-seaters, and selling them out 3-4 nights in a row. They said, okay, I mean, I hate this band, but I got to sign them anyway, you know? And the rest is basically geology.
Brett, on the serious side, I had read that you were diabetic.
Yeah. Actually,
Does that interfere? Has it ever interfered with any of the shows, or does it? How's it on the road? I mean, it's a tough job on the road.
It is. You know what? I think the scariest thing about it is the fact that, well, I've had diabetes since I was very young, and I've learned to deal with it. Being on the road, you don't exactly get the best meals, and you know, yeah, it's a party every night, you know.
Yeah.
But the other guys in the band, CC and Bobby and Ricky, keep an eye on me, as well as our tour manager and everyone, and as well as myself, you know. And I think that that's important. When you're out on the road, you got to keep your health, because you go out and do a show, no matter what, it doesn't matter, because if you can't perform for that show, for those kids who paid all that money to come see you, you're the one that's screwing up. So my biggest worry is to make sure that the show's great.
But you never had any problems so far, then?
Well, he does, but I think that he has. But he's really, on a serious note, I think he really is in the best shape out of all 4 of us. Honestly, I think because he is a diabetic, he definitely addresses that problem. So he watches what he eats. I tell you, to watch him. I mean, it's a testimony to me, because I look at myself. Jesus Christ! I mean, you know, I stick a needle in my arm every day, but it's not for the same reason, you know. Only kidding. Only kidding.
Now let's get back to the interview with Poison after their great debut LP that was real successful, Look What the Cat Dragged In. We asked them if they're a little bit leery or a little bit anxious about releasing that second LP.
Worrying about how we're going to follow up the first album is a lot better than worrying about, are we going to be dropped after the second album. In other words, I'd rather be worried about, gee, we had such a successful first album, to be worried about, Jesus, the first album didn't sell anything, maybe the second one will. So it's a very welcome pressure. Plus the fact that 4 of us are really coming up with some great ideas. We're on the road for like a whole year and a half. We're all very creative, and we're also closer as a band now. So I think the second album is really going to be a lot more to the point as far as a better record. All of us are writing, all of us, I mean, we're really getting a lot of stuff done, and I think the second album's going to be even better.
getting to the way you guys look
Oh yeah,
now.
I want a pubic horn. Sure. I got a trim, huh? Okay. You get that.
A lot of people,
okay, honey.
a lot of people are saying that your music takes a back seat to the way you look.
No,
What do you?
it takes a third seat.
No,
It's the rumble
it's
seat.
in the rumble
The
seat.
music takes a rumble seat. We got another seat before that. It's the attitude. It goes music, attitude,
Yeah,
then the
and
look.
then what happens is, the only thing I gotta say to that is that you 8 million, what is it? How many? 2 million people have bought the record.
Right
And
there, I have to
and
say no more.
I think you buy the record because it sounds
way it
good.
sounds.
We got great songs on there. We have 5 bona fide hits on that album. I'm telling you, it's great music. It's soundtrack to life. When you listen back to Talk Dirty to Me in 5, 6 years, you're gonna know who you were going out with, what kind of car you had, and what job you're working at, and how much you hated your boss. And that's what's important.
I think you're gonna remember the concert as well. When you come see Poison, if you notice, just like with tonight and all the shows, the people go nuts.
Yeah.
We go nuts, and we have that attitude, that rock and roll thing. And you want to know something? It's the critics. The critics are always the ones who've been bringing up the makeup. The kids
Yeah.
and the fans and
Kids
the music
love it.
fans love it. And you want to know something too? Is that, let me tell you something. First of all, makeup is never going to change the way you play, perform, and that kind of thing. Is with the critics. The critics have been putting this band down, and these critics are going to be against us until they put me in my grave, and then they're going to be standing on my grave saying I'm not dead.
And not only that, but I'm glad the critics say that, oh, these guys are fake, they're raw, and they can't do anything, because then the fans feel sorry for us, and they give us even more support. Because let's face it, man, it's the band and the fans.
Yeah.
Everyone else isn't worth a damn.
You did a funny thing in Phoenix.
Yeah, we did.
In fact, since you might want to demonstrate it.
Yeah, actually, I had my shorts on.
We you know what it was is we had played 2 shows, a Friday and a Saturday night. On the Friday night show, we had done an all-age show, okay, like an
Can I
all-age
just say
concert.
one thing?
Yeah.
This is the rock mic.
Yeah,
When Madonna comes on, it's the easy listening mic. So this is the
pop rock mic.
Yeah.
The I think one thing when we played the Phoenix thing was great. We played on a Friday night, and what we did is we did this show, and the next day in the paper, one of the critics, quote
Said,
unquote, said, these guys are nothing more than hairspray and makeup. We said, well, being the men that we are, we have got to prove that we are more than that.
Yeah.
The second night, we went back into there. We wore nothing but boxer shorts,
That's
and
it.
that
No
was
makeup,
it.
no
Underwear, no
hairspray.
nothing. We said, listen, and boom, we just plowed through our songs, through the set, no pyro, no nothing. We just did our show, and the crowd went nuts,
The
and we
audience
proved.
loved
And
it.
from then on, they've never.
Yeah, but the fact was that that night we looked like the boy next door. And I said to myself, that is ridiculous. We're a band. If you're gonna pay money to see a band, have a great show, have great music, you wanna be larger than life. If I saw Kiss come on stage and they look just like I did or my uncle next, I'd hate them. I wanna see I wanna see heroes. We're all heroes. Beep. We're all, this is what we want. I think what we do the best. I think our band is really genuine in what we do. We have great music and we have a great show, and nothing interferes with the other. It's like listening to your stereo.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
Yeah. No.
What's your advice to new bands? Now, you quoted, I think it was you, Brett, that was saying, don't hit to first base. Hit a home run.
Exactly. I think, and what that philosophy was the fact that, something, with Poison, our philosophy has always been, why stop at first base when you can go all the way home? You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy that love watching Hank Aaron hit the home run. I mean, I want to see the home run. I want to see him go first, second, third, come home, the fans go nuts, they run out into the field, they go ape shit. And I think that's what Poison's about.
8 feces.
8 feces, and that's what we want. Why stop at just music? Music is the greatest thing. It's the feeling.
Yeah.
Why not put heart and soul into it? Why not put why not go all the way with it?
I want to thank CeCe DeVille and Brett Michaels for being with us on Rock to the Top.